Pennsylvania is said to have a 100-year supply of energy lying underground. How do we encourage the industry to grow and create jobs while still protecting our natural resources? Let's spend 5 minutes on Marcellus Shale with State Representative Eli Evankovich of Westmoreland County. Welcome.
Thank you, Lori.
I'm sure your viewers know, but just in case they don't, there's deposits of shale, and within them lie deposits of natural gas, and this is holding great promise for our future. Can you talk a little bit about what it is that experts think we have lying underground and what it means for us?
Absolutely. The people in my district are intimately aware of this industry. It's important to note that since the first Marcellus Shale well was drilled in 2004, Pennsylvania has become extremely and increasingly more aware of what's underneath the ground. But as we look at that, there's really two major issues for us to consider, and that's number one, first and foremost, to protect our environment and the safety of our communities, and number two, to be smart enough to take advantage of this great resource. And our job here in Harrisburg is to balance those two.
And certainly there's great promise for energy independence, not only energy for Pennsylvania, but being able to supply other states with energy. But also the industry brings the promise of some good paying jobs to areas that in the past maybe who haven't had a lot of good paying jobs around. Can you talk about what it means to those areas?
Absolutely. It's important to note that there are a set of jobs that are related to the drilling and extraction of the gas, the transmission of the gas. But then also, I believe one of our major responsibilities here in the state capitol is to ensure that we can keep some of that gas here through new industry. And if Pennsylvania is known as a place with relatively low energy costs, with an abundance of natural gas, I think that we can start to see some of those industries that have been classically in other places move back into Pennsylvania and spur an entirely new growth of manufacturing here in our state. And I really believe that ultimately that's one of the core things that we need to be focusing on is the long-term competitiveness of Pennsylvania. And coming from heavy industry myself, I can tell you that energy costs are a huge part of that, and if we can find a way to encourage those companies to come, that's really one of the major areas we need to focus.
Moving on to the tax issue, how have these companies that have come in and brought in their drilling rigs, how have they impacted state revenues, and I guess local to an extent as well?
One thing to note is that for every drilling rig that's up and for every employee that's on the rig, there are dozens of support jobs associated with that well. Latest estimates are that between $300 and $400 million of direct and indirect state revenue is attributable to this industry in 2010 alone. That's very significant. You know, look, there's a sense out there that, and I believe it's really rhetoric, that this industry doesn't pay taxes. What I would say is that this industry pays taxes just like every other industry. It pays taxes just like attorneys' offices do, just like grocery stores do, just like farmers and manufacturing companies do. You know, the bottom line is that we're not out there saying that we should tax attorneys because attorneys are successful, but there seem to be a lot of folks that are saying we need to tax Marcellus Shale because it's successful. I think there's a distinct difference between you know, covering the true cost increase to the state while balancing the fact that, you know, this is creating economic growth in many aspects, in many areas of our state that just have not seen that kind of growth in some places since the timber boom, in some places since the coal boom.
On that topic, would you support some sort of maybe impact fee to help the local area?
I would support an impact fee. I have some pretty strict guidelines that I'd have to follow. You know, Lori, we've seen what always searching for new sources of revenue has brought our state. We've seen it over the past 8 years. I don't think we need to find another source of revenue. To me, any impact fee or tax ought to be revenue neutral. It ought to go back into the hands of the taxpayers. And if there's an impact, you know, the taxpayers can then have a little bit of an extra income from that impact fee to then pay for the impact. You know, we don't make every other industry put money into a government fund in case something happens.
Right.
Every other industry takes out insurance policies. They pay for the things that go wrong. And I think that we should treat this industry just like every other industry.
Well, there's definitely going to be more discussion about that on the horizon. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions for Representative Evankovich, his contact information will be on the screen in just a moment. Thanks for watching and spending 5 minutes with State Representative Eli Evankovich.